Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Tony Coleman, and today I want to show you how you can run the folding at home application through a Hyper-V sandbox instance. This can be ran on pretty much any computer that has Hyper-V turned on and has the virtualization technology turned on in the BIOS. Many people will ask why you would want to run it in a sandbox mode. There are a few different reasons why. One is because if you are a company who's wanting to contribute to folding at home right now due to the COVID-19 virus concerns, you may be a company where you have to have stricter policies on security, and a program that will launch and download executables from a server that's outside your own infrastructure and company usually warrants red flags from audit companies and government agencies and stuff. So running it in a sandbox mode means there's no files going to be left behind. It's not going to be running with domain credentials. When you shut the virtual machine down, it'll delete the entire thing, so there's no processes running after you've closed it. It basically just kills it, and so it gives a little bit more peace of mind to run it in a sandbox mode. This also means that it doesn't need to install any files onto your computer that will remain, no residual effect. It also does not create any kind of user accounts on your PC. That's also a concern, because if there's a user account, then that's something that could be exploited by a hacker. So wanted to show you this because it's something Microsoft just recently released. What I'm going to be working with is a modified version of theirs. Their script actually attaches you to their team, and it also does not use a passkey, so the points generated using their method does not generate near the points that it should. So I'm going to show you how first to set up your PC for doing this, and then I'm going to show you how you can modify the script yourself so that it uses your username and your passkey in it. First, I want to show you that every motherboard BIOS is different. You're going to want to turn on virtualization if you haven't already. Most older PCs, for whatever dumb reason, Intel and AMD did not have them turned on in BIOSes. It may have been a product vendor like Dell or HP or something, but most of the vendors just had them disabled in the BIOS to begin with. So I wouldn't just assume it's on. I would assume that it's actually off until you've actually verified it or turned it on yourself. So here on this laptop, we're already booted into the BIOS. Most computers you can get into either by hitting delete, F2 or F12, depending on your manufacturer. If you're not sure, Google it. It'll usually prompt at the bottom of the screen when you're booting up. But anyway, first I'm going to come in here. On this computer, their virtualization is actually under security. Some of them's under configs or other options. But just scroll down to virtualization. Make sure they're both enabled. In this case, both are. So I'm good. So I can exit here, restart the computer, and then boot into Windows. Once this boots up, I will switch to the screen recording software, where you will have a better quality picture and we'll probably be able to read and see what I'm doing better. Okay, so we are now in the computer. First thing we're going to want to do is go into the control panel. So just go in your search bar, type in control panel, hit enter. Go into your programs and features, go to turn on Windows features, and you want to scroll down to where it says Hyper-V and check that box. It will automatically check the other boxes underneath. That is fine. Hit OK, and it may take a moment to install, and it may want to restart after doing so. If it does, restart. Some common sense there. Next, you will want to go and copy the PowerShell script that Microsoft has already provided. It's easier that way. I would show you all the scripting, but you'd be looking at me just scrolling up and down, and you try to read it off the screen when you could just copy paste. All you're going to have to do is edit basically 3 lines. They've already got the user listed in here. Just edit out in between the 2 colons and put in your username, which mine is coleslaw underscore FLDC underscore and then a bunch of numbers and characters because I claim folding coin. You're going to want to add this line. Basically, that line is just passkey space V equals, and then in between those is your passkey number, and then you end the tag. You're going to want to change their team number from theirs to team 33 because HardOSP is 33. And then you're going to save that as a PowerShell script. So you just basically file, save as, and then name it install underscore folding underscore sandbox underscore on underscore host, and then you're going to do the drop down to all files and then type in period.ps1. Now I've already got one saved because I was just showing you my edit. But when you save that, it will change the file from looking like a text file into a PowerShell script. You'll want to save that somewhere simple for you to find because once you have that saved, you're going to want to put it, I usually just put it on the C drive. Then you're going to want to go to your Start menu, scroll all the way down to Windows PowerShell, right-click on Windows PowerShell, and select Run as Administrator. Sometimes that's not listed in the bottom, so if you don't, hit the More, and there should be a Run as Administrator as well. Accept it. Once it's done running, I have saved the file on my root of C, so I will just navigate to there. And then you're going to want to run this command, which will also be in the comments section, so you can easily reference it when you run it. What it's going to do is it's going to check to see if you've turned on virtualization in your BIOS. If it fails to detect that, then it will fail to finish the script, and it will tell you that it failed, and that means you'll need to go into your BIOS, verify it's working. If it is turned on your BIOS, it's still not showing up. Some people suggest that you check your BIOS for an update. I also would recommend going back and making sure that your Hyper-V was actually turned on as well. And then I would make sure that you don't have any competing products such as Oracle VirtualBox also installed, because sometimes Hyper-V does not like running when other virtualizations are involved. So when I hit enter here, if you do not have the sandboxing already installed, it will install it for you, but it will want to restart your computer afterwards. So be expecting it to restart. When it does, open up PowerShell again, rerun the same command again, and then it should launch the way you're seeing it now. As you can see, it came up with a clean Windows 10 environment. It is still running the script because it's in the process of downloading and installing the Folding at Home installer. You can see the icon peeked around the corner there. It's loading the client right now. This is the web view. As you can see, it entered my username, my team, and now it's waiting to download work units, which right now Folding at Home servers are being hammered so much that it's not uncommon to sit idle for a while waiting on work to become available. This is paused because it's detecting that the laptop is not plugged into a power source right now. That is fine. When I plug it in, it will resume. So that's all you got to do to get it going. If you want to shut it down and leave or what have you, All you gotta do is shut down the virtual machine using the start menu. You do not have to leave the PowerShell window open. But I need to warn you that if you shut the Hyper-V instance down, it will lose any work units that are currently in progress, whether it's finished or not. It will not save those work units because when you go to launch this Hyper-V again, it's going to be a sandbox clean install. It's going to install the software all over again. It is not going to have any of the files, so it's going to want to set up a clean install all over. So what that means is you don't really want to shut this down until you are done. If you can't run it 24/7, you might not want to run it at all on the box that you're putting it on. This is in a virtual machine instance, so it's probably going to be working off your CPUs only. Getting the GPU to work in there is probably going to be a lot more work than you're willing to put in, and may not even work at all with FOSS. So this is a great way for running it on systems. If your business approves running it, they may even want to push them out. You can run this behind all your other work that you're doing, and it's a great way to contribute. You can leave it running 24/7 as long as you don't log out of log the whole computer down. It is running in your account, so if you log out, it'll probably shut your instance down as well. So you'd have to stay logged in with a locked screen, or just logged in. You'd have to keep the computer turned on and hope for the best. But this is an option. It is quick. It's simple. You can put it on pretty much any computer, since it's not a virtual machine that's being ported in the traditional sense. You can put your script on a thumb drive. You can move it to another PC, load it up, let it run while you're working on it. I would recommend only starting it up if you've got several hours that you can run with them. The more cores you have, usually the better. But that's how simple it is. So if you have any questions on this process, or if you have better ways of doing it, please feel free to share in the comments. I'm always up for making improvements. If you like the video, please like it, please share it, and also, most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, because that's how content providers like myself tend to make a revenue. So if you're not doing that, YouTube's keeping all the profit. So until next time, have a good one.